Hujambo family. Back to you once again with another beautiful video. Sitting back here on my partner's deck, enjoying this lovely early April weather. Goodbye winter, hello spring. It's just going to get better and better from here. Well, anyway, I want to talk about briefly the problems of the black community and where these problems stem from. Okay, the problems of the black community and where they come from. Now, there's a lot of blame to go around for our problems. Lots of blame. And I know it's convenient to blame the white man for our problems and issues. And in some ways, a lot of ways actually, you can't blame the white man for our problems and issues. Racism, our ancestors going through slavery, those things contributed to what we are today. However, black people, we have to accept some culpability in our current issues. You can't blame the white man for everything. That's not right. That's not fair. You got to accept some responsibility for your own failures as a people, as a nation. You have to accept it. There's no way of getting around it. If you're an honest person, if you're honest with yourself, you have to realize that we have to share a lot of blame for why the black community is in shambles right now. Well, where do you start? Well, let's start with our brothers. Okay, you go out here and you hook up with sisters that you have no intentions, and you make babies with them. You have no intentions of taking care of these kids. You have no intentions of being in that child's life. Maybe you do have intentions. Who knows? I'm not a mind reader. But for whatever reason, you fall off. You fall off and you fail to come through with your responsibilities. You fail to come through with your end. Well, when you fail to do that or refuse to do that, several things happen. Several things happen. One, that sister is left with a child to take care of on her own. That's a burden on her. Okay? Because you're not there to provide, you're not there to take care, you're not even there to help. So, that's one. Two, since you are not going to step up to the plate and be a man and do your due diligence, guess what? The taxpayers got to pay for your kids. Hard-working brothers and sisters like me and other people have to kick in for you because you refuse to be a man, take care of your responsibilities. Well, I'm going to tell you something. The absence of the black father in the home is a lot of the reason why the black community is in shambles. You're not being there. And you know what? Some black fathers are there. And it still don't make a difference because you contribute negative influence on the child. Not positive, negative. You got to understand, everything that we do, the kids watch. We might not think that they're paying attention, but they are paying very close attention to everything we do. So you have to be mindful of the things that you do in front of your kids. You have to. If you smoke in front of them, if you drink in front of them, don't be surprised if years down the line they don't pick up those same habits, because parents are the first teachers of the child. Point blank, parents are the first teachers of the child. Period. You know, so your brothers are not there. You're not spending any time with your kids. Now, when you're not there spending any time with your kids, several things happen. One, let's start with the boys. Let's start with the boys. The boys have no male example to live by. Now, there are a lot of good brothers that have come from single parent homes. There's a lot of good brothers out here that was raised by single mothers. However, there's a lot of brothers out here that was raised by single mothers that are in a bad predicament right now because of that. That's the end result. First of all, a woman, as much as she tries, as much as she can, she could teach a young boy morals, she could teach a young boy values, but she cannot teach him how to be a man. Brothers, that's your job. She can't teach him how to be a man. See, you have to understand, when these young boys, I'm gonna give you a prime example. My son, he emulates everything I do. Everything I do. If I'm in the bathroom, if I'm shaving, even though he's too young to shave, you know what he'll do? He'll pick up a pencil or something like that and rub it against his face, watching me, emulating me. You know? A woman can't teach a boy how to use the bathroom. She can't teach him how to pee standing up. That's against nature. So what's left for her to do? The only thing that's left for her to do is to show him. Okay? The absence of the father, the absence of a positive, strong male figure in the household is very damaging to a young black boy. Very damaging. Because if he's left in the house with nothing but females to raise him and to be around, what the hell do you expect? Why do you think there's so many sweet, sugary brothers out here on the down low? You're not born gay. I know a lot of people would like to believe that. You're not born gay. You're made that way because of your environment, because of your circumstances, and the things that you're introduced to. Music, TV, things of that nature. Nobody's born gay. That's bullshit. Okay? Because we are made in our Father's image and our Father's likeness. Okay? We are made in this image and this likeness. In other words, we are born to be gods of this earth. And for you to sit there and say people are born gay, that's borderline blasphemy as far as I'm concerned. Borderline blasphemy. Because if you say people are born gay, what do you call your creator? If we're made in his image and his likeness, what are you calling him? Are you calling him a homo? Are you calling him a faggot? Think about that for a minute. Next time you form your mouth to say people are born gay. That's bullshit. That's the lifestyle that you choose to have. Nobody's born that way. You choose to be that way. Okay? Now, we've established the impact that not having a strong, dominant male black figure in the house, what it does to a little black boy. Now, let's talk about the impact that not having a strong black male figure does to a little girl. See, fellas, the first thing you have to understand and realize is a girl's father is the first man that she falls in love with. He's the first one that she falls in love with. Period. Now, if you're not there to be there for her and be the father that she needs, to be the strong, dominant male figure that she needs in her life, what example does she have to look for? And if you are there in the household and you ain't shit, you ain't working, you're not contributing to the family, you just another motherfucking mouth to feed, what is that showing that little girl? What example are you giving her as far as being a pick, the proper black man to be her king, the proper black man to be her husband, sitting on his throne, ruling his household? What example are you giving her? You're giving her a piss poor example. That's what you're giving her. Because guess what? The type of man her father is, that's the type of man she's going to pick. Because you are the first image she sees when she sees a man. You are the first man she falls in love with. So in her subconscious mind, as she gets older, as she reaches her adolescent years, guess what's going to happen, brothers? She's going to pick a nigga just like you. And then you gonna be sitting back kicking yourself. Why is this girl doing this? Why is this girl picking this cat? Why is she fucking with this nigga here? You know why? Because you gave her the blueprint on how to pick a man. And if that blueprint's fucked up, then guess what? Look in the mirror. Because you gave her the blueprint on how to pick a man. You sisters out here, a lot of you single sisters, I know you try your best to raise the best boy you can. I know you do. But let me say something here real quick. Y'all cannot baby these kids, these boys especially. You cannot baby them. You can't hold the hand. Once they reach a certain age, you got to tell them, son, you either go shit, you go get out the pot, one or the other. You can't hold that boy's hand forever. You are doing him a disservice by not letting that boy grow up and be a man. You're hurting him. You're not helping him. You're hurting him. You're hurting him. What you have to do, if you don't have a man in your life, if you don't have a strong male figure in the boy's life, if your father's not, well, scratch that because your father obviously wasn't shit to begin with. If you got a brother, an uncle, somebody, if you don't have that, if you attend a church, a synagogue, a temple, wherever the case may be, or your place of worship, try to find a brother in that place of worship that don't mind stepping up to the plate and being the perfect example that your son needs to see. Okay? Let him be under his tutelage and his guidance. Okay? And it's a shame they have to say this, but even with that, you got to be very careful. Classic example, Eddie Long's faggot ass. Okay? Some sisters in that church down in Atlanta trusted they boys with that nigga, and then look what happened. Look what happened. He molested. So, even with that, you got to be careful. That's just the type of world we live in. It's just fucked up. The only thing I can tell y'all is do your due diligence, do the best you can. But please realize that our boys need positive male reinforcement. Somewhere, from somebody, somehow. And that is going to help curb a lot of the things that are taking place in our community today. It will. It certainly can't hurt. It can only help. It can only help. Because right now, we are raising a generation of fuck-ups. I mean, let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it 100. We're raising a generation of niggas that ain't about shit. And it all stems and it all starts from the parents. Because like I said earlier, the parents are the first teachers. So black people, if you're tired of your community being the way it is, it's time for us to step up as parents. Kids are the product of their environment. They are the product of their environment. So they walk around with pants hanging off their ass. Did they see their father walk around with pants hanging off his ass? Or did they see their father walking around with three-piece suit on and some gaiters, some Mari gaiters, styled and profiling, chosen to be posed to be chosen, dressing like a man's supposed to dress? Did he see that? Because like I said, you are the product of your environment. And brothers and sisters, if we don't like our environment, it's up to us, the elders, the leaders of our environment, to change that dynamic. Nobody else is going to do it. It's up to us to do it. It's up to us. So family, if we want to see a change in our community, let us step up and let us do what we have to do. Let us do our own due diligence. And you will see an improvement in our community. Until then, until these younger the younger generation see the older generation lead by a good example, then guess what? You're going to continue to have generation after generation after generation after generation of fuck up. Believe me. Peace and blessings be to everybody that's watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Quiet. Peace.